was, and I appreciate you taking my call, and I hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you, Coach. Always good to have you on. Let's continue with more phone calls. And Frank is in Tallahassee. Frank, go right ahead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking my call. I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller. I wanted to comment on two things. The first related to your comment earlier in the show about the Celtics and the Hawks. Back in the late 50s and early 60s, I was a big Hawks fan, and I remember those teams well. They were kind of to the Celtics what the Dodgers were to the Yankees. Good, but usually not quite good enough. But they had a center named Clyde LaVellette, who I believe played at Kansas. They had a forward who was a perennial all-star named Bob Petty, who played at LSU. And they had a forward who graduated from, or at least attended, Kentucky, named Cliff Hagan. They were really a good team. And there were some good series with the Celtics, but generally speaking, the Celtics got the best of it.
Yeah, that's what we usually. Hey, Frank, thanks for sharing that. Going down memory lane there. Bradley is in Texas. Hey, Bradley, nice of you to call.
Hi, hello.
Hey.
Thank you so much for taking my call.
Thank you for calling.
I'm a graduate of Texas A&M, and I lived in the LSU area for quite some time. I married an LSU professor. That was my greatest downfall. I'm just kidding.
I hear you.
But I'm very interested in what's going on in the tournament right now in College World Series. I'm just elated that I mean, not so much that SEC teams are just dropping out, but that what's going on with Michigan,
Michigan is up 14-3 over Texas Tech right now. The game is in the eighth.
They're running up the score. Yeah.
So Vanderbilt, plays later. Vanderbilt looking really good, and Michigan's looking incredibly good.
Yeah, and we'll nothing will really be said until I think when Vandy and Michigan meet, if that does happen. But I'd just like to hear your take on what you think is going to.
Well, Bradley, I've liked Vanderbilt from the beginning. I thought they had the best team, and it looks like they do. Michigan has been a total surprise. The SEC, the other three SEC teams, let's be honest, were pretty disappointing the way it worked out, especially Auburn and Arkansas. Frank is up next in South Carolina. Hello, Frank.
Hey, Paul. How are you doing today?
We are doing great. Thanks a lot.
Well, I hope you're enjoying this beautiful first day of summer.
I am.
You got to get out and it's a good deal. Well, I'm a big South Carolina Gamecock fan, and I wanted to touch base on a few things, if you will allow me.
Please.
Okay. Well, from the time we left the ACC till we joined the SEC in '92, we had Sparky Woods was our coach.
Right.
And come to find out, we lost to the Citadel, so they fired Sparky Woods and they hired Brad Scott. Well, what a great move that was.
He had been at FSU, right? So everyone thought he was great.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was Florida State, and when he come up there, he took Sparky's players and won us our first bowl game. Of course, me and my son, we went down to it and beat West Virginia down there in the CarQuest Bowl in Miami. Okay, but then he wound up winning one game and losing to the Citadel for the first time. So guess what? Lou Holtz comes on. So now we're starting to change a little bit. But he has 19 quarterbacks on his roster when Lou gets there. No linemen. So you can imagine what Lou's first year was. 0 and whoever beat us. And but Lou brought players in. And South Carolina's always been big on players. If you're a player for South Carolina, you got true heart fans. They're there for you. But then the big change came with Spurrier. He brought the facilities and players. We didn't know what 3, 4, and 5-star recruits were until he he came on this team. And for the 5 years that Kentucky wants to brag about, Clemson wants to brag about, Texas A&M, but I can tell you that was 3 different coaches after attending Spurrier's, and in Clemson's case, I called you one time before and told you it was performance and hazard. No, hair tonic, illegal hair tonic that Clemson had. Okay, but we'll go on. Then the coaches that we have now and the facilities that we have now are one of the main things that I really have upbeat attitude about South Carolina. But one thing I want to underline about South Carolina and the fans, they respect the SEC from the day they walked in the door. And if we couldn't beat you on the field, our goal was to beat you tailgating.
Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate the call. Mike is up next in Georgia. Mike, thank you. Good afternoon.
Hey, Paul. I tell you, that was some sobering information about Jeremiah Holloman. That was
yes.
As soon as you feel real good about your team and the direction you're going, there's always something going to reach up and bite you. There's always a snake lurking somewhere. But if you look, you can talk all you want about our running game, and maybe that can get you by, a lot of the time. But if you look at our receivers, really every backup is a freshman, and of the 3 starters, Demetrius Robertson, he's really an unproven, SEC receiver, even though he's, a former 5-star. So really, we only have one solid receiver that's got SEC experience. So anyway, somebody's going to have to step it up, but it's kind of depressing.
Yeah. No. Listen, it's a big blow because. And I think you heard our guest a minute ago. It's not no one's going to write Georgia off because they're so talented. But this comes at a position that they would really need in probably 4 or 5 games. Most of the games it won't matter, but against Notre Dame,
exactly.
Against Florida, Texas A&M, maybe Alabama, it could make a big difference.
Well, it's going to show up somewhere. There's no question, and. Hopefully, as a Dog fan, somebody will step up and, prove their worth on the field. We've got some, talented freshmen coming in, but that's the key word. They're freshmen and they're unproven. So, anyway, again, it's going to be a sobering weekend digesting all that.
Yeah, no, this is not what you want as you head into a long, lazy summer weekend when college football news is sparse. But I will say, in years past, these 4 weeks are often the most dangerous. And I realize the incident with Holloman occurred some time ago, but you never know what happens when you get players home for July 4th, home at various intervals. Coaches never like to see their players leave campus. We're heading to a break. Much, much more to come.
Red, white, and blue savings at the Home Depot means up to 40% off appliance special buys. Plus, up to $600 in extra savings instantly on select appliances. That means you can get a top-load Whirlpool washer and electric dryer pair, just $4.98 each. No rebate, no hassle, no kidding. Today is the day for doing. Red, white, and blue savings at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Gas dryer extra. See store for details. Valid through July 10th.
Hulu's paying Tobin Heath, Carly Lloyd, Mallory Pugh, and other U.S. soccer stars a lot of money to do a new goal celebration called Hulu Has Live Sports. Why? It's simple. Because Hulu has live sports. You can watch the biggest games and sporting events like the Women's World Cup this summer on 60-plus top channels. No cable required. Plus, you can stream the entire Hulu library. Start your free trial of Hulu today. Live TV plan required. Restrictions apply. Learn more at hulu.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies, and rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, for a man age 45 non-tobacco user, it's $1 million of coverage at $75 per month, level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At TermBusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-866-929-1950. That's 1-866-929-1950. You're probably paying more than you should. Call TermBusters at 1-866-929-1950. That's 1-866-929-1950. Remember, 1-866-929-1950. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes for preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
Now that Human Resources Director Fernando Pino has Kronos for HR, payroll, talent, and time, he's completely crushing it. He even has his own hype song.
Supporting our entire workforce. Everyone has different hours, skill sets, and pay grades.
I'm on the top. I'm gonna rise up. I'm on the top. I'm gonna rise up. Now we are
Motivating and engaging our people every step of the way.
blast off to the front of the field. This is
Kronos, HR solutions for the modern workforce and the people who support them. Learn more at kronos.com/HR swagger.
I'm on the top. I'm gonna rise up. I'm on the top. I'm gonna rise up. I'm on the top.
Our Pensacola Wahoos are back for another season, and with the new season comes some fresh and new changes. Our Wahoos are now the new AA affiliate of the Minnesota Twins, and they have a new broadcast home here in Pensacola, right here at your hometown station for hometown sports, ESPN Pensacola 945. Catch all the Wahoos action from home and away with Chris Garagiola. Wahoos baseball presented by Denny's on the new official flagship station for the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 945 and ESPNpensacola.com.
Hello, sports fans. Miles Bentley here, General Manager at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Pensacola. Growing up, I always loved sports. Nothing but net, out of the park, through the uprights. Sink the puck Bentley, that was me. But my love of the game couldn't beat my love for Pensacola and helping folks get on the road of dreams in a new Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Sure, I never went to the big leagues in sport, but we're all pro here at Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Proud to be in Pensacola.
It's Bands on the Beach. Every Tuesday night, the Sugar White Sands of Pensacola Beach turn into your personal dance floor. It's cool grooves and hot tunes. So grab a towel, grab a chair, grab a cooler, and get the family to stop sitting around posting pictures of their dinner to Instagram and live a little. This Tuesday night, it's the Astronauts. They'll be rocking Gulfside Pavilion at Bands on the Beach at 7 o'clock. It's high-energy party tunes from the 80s, 90s, and beyond. It's Bands on the Beach in the Pavilion by the Beach Ball, brought to you by the Santa Rosa Island Authority.
This is Pensacola's hometown all-sports station and home of the Blue Wahoos, ESPN Pensacola 945. Catch all the Wahoos games home and away all season, plus all the latest Wahoos news from Chad Brilliante on the Sports Drive, 5 till game time weeknights. And hey, if your business would like to partner with us as an advertiser or with a local sports promotion, then give us a call at 850-262-6000 or shoot us an email from the advertise page on ESPNpensacola.com.
All sports.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Dropping Gannon, looking Gannon, throws up the middle. At the 40, Derek Brooks 30, Brooks to the 29, he's getting Derek Brooks all the way. Touchdown Tampa Bay, Derek Brooks, the dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
Another Watson is wearing a green jacket, and this time his name is Bubba.
Pitch on the way. Russell drives one in the air. Deep left center. That's back near the wall. It's got a chance. Grand slam. Grand slam, Addison Russell.
The new WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
And Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. How about that? Bama scores on a 34-yard touchdown run by the Doak Walker Award winner, Trent Richardson, who broke a lot of Emmett Smith's records back in Pensacola, Florida.
And these them Louisiana, Pensacola guys, they looking crazy and all that.
Morris, with a tight end draw that opens up the door, breaking the Cambridge tackle to the pylon. Touchdown.
Really nice effort there by Alfred Morris, extending that ball over the goal line.
Near side ball is that big game. Doug Baldwin's got a first down. Doug Baldwin, 93 yards, now has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Reggie Evans, and he's going to get an ovation. Guy from Pensacola, Florida.
ESPN Pensacola 94.5, also on your HD radio at HD2 98.7 WYCT, streaming on our website, ESPNpensacola.com. Welcome into Sports Drive, and I know what you're saying, that is not Chad Berlante. What is going on? Don't adjust your radio, it's perfectly fine. It is me, Jordan Glass, hanging out and filling in for him. He's going to be joining us here in just a few minutes. He didn't take the day off, he didn't take an early weekend. He's not out at NAS Pensacola hanging out with Hunter Hayes. He's going to be here in just a little bit, and we're going to be having Coach Pete Shinnick on with us at 5:30. Of course, we've got the Blue Wahoos. Game 2 of the second half against Jacksonville coming up later on this evening at 6, an hour from now, at 6:05 to be exact, is when first pitch is set to be underway. And we are going to once again just continue to have a lot of fun on today's show up until that point. Got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the College World Series going to be going on a little later on today, and something you definitely don't want to miss out on, because these games have turned out to be really good. Of course, as I say that, we currently have a blowout going on in the College World Series. But trust me when I say the College World Series has been amazing this year, whether it's been the drama of having Louisville and Auburn go basically last 2 days, or how about Louisville and Auburn, or excuse me, Louisville and Mississippi State. That was a great game last night as well. But like I said, currently right now we do have a blowout going on. So as I'm sitting here talking about how great the games have been, Michigan currently up 15-3 over Texas Tech. We've also got a little later on tonight Louisville and Vanderbilt. This is going to be a great matchup right there. Louisville and Vanderbilt playing really, really good baseball. And Vandy, both mine and Chad's pick to continue and on and win the national title through this College World Series. So we'll see how it goes. But again, right now, top of the ninth inning with one out, Texas Tech just kind of trying to put a couple of runs on the board and look respectable in this game. But right now, like I said, Michigan's got a 12-point lead, score that game 15-3. And, you know, the Cinderella story, the darling of it coming into this whole series was Florida State. And obviously a lot of people keeping up with Florida State because of the situation going on with Mike Martin, it being his last year. And just an unfortunate series of events led to them not being able to make it all the way through for the NCAA tournament. But they do get to the College World Series. They get to Omaha, and unfortunately it was a quick out for them at Omaha, but still an overall a great series and a great season for them, I should say. Not a series, but a great season for them. And really just a lot of respect to Mike Martin. And there was a great tribute by Florida State Baseball that was posted online following their final defeat of the season. And you know, it was very moving. It was very touching. And by the way, before we get to the tribute and play it here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5, do want to congratulate Mike Martin Jr. He has actually been promoted to take over the head coaching spot right there for Florida State. So Mike Martin out, Mike Martin Jr. Filling his shoes. So that's nice to see that Florida State keeping it in the family, almost kind of creating a legacy type thing there with Mike Martin retiring after 40-plus years of coaching for the Seminoles. And now Mike Martin Jr. is going to step in and take over that role. But I do want to play real quick. The celebration and the tribute of Mike Martin's career for you right here on ESPN Pensacola 94.5.
I'm going to feed you questions. Stuff I'm sure that you never tire of talking about.
If it's Omaha, I guarantee I never tire talking about it.
Mike Martin is the guy that a lot of people are talking about.
His final go-round. He will retire at the end of this year in the final season of their legendary head coach.
2028 wins. He has won 40 or more games every year.
What a picture of consistency.
They really know the history of this game and the importance that Mike Martin has had to the growth of this sport.
And he will see his final sunset in the nation's heartland in Omaha.
Growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, all I wanted to do was play baseball. When I attended Florida State University, I found a home that gave me an opportunity. I really never dreamed that I would be the head coach at Florida State. I want to play tomorrow. I don't want to go home. But just to have the moments and the excitement that we've had in Tallahassee is second to none. But when I first got into it, I realized that it's got to be about the players. It cannot have anything to do with you. Your job is, number one, to be a teacher. And when they get better and they have success, you want them to get all the credit. And that's the way we've tried to do things at Florida State for the last 40 years.
Not just a great coach, but one of the most likable people in all of sports.
He is the master motivator and knows when to pause to get the best impact out of his players.
Expectations never change at Florida State. You are expected to do well because of the great tradition that our program has. From there until now, there's only been one goal, and that goal is to get back out here. I've given Florida State everything that I can, but in return, they've given me everything they can. And I must say, it's nearing an end. It hasn't sunk in yet, but I could not have written a better script. I just want to be remembered as a guy that put the players first, that loves the university that gave him an opportunity, that loves to come to Omaha and compete, that relishes the memories that he's had at Florida State, that is a true Seminole, a guy that got a chance. And I think that's all any of us want in life, is a chance.